cybersecurity
You
training.
are on mute mode.
No, I'm audible.
Yeah,
Is it
we can
audible?
hear him.
Yeah, audible.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Check your.
welcome to ISA Pune section's exclusive session on cybersecurity awareness, ISA 62443 standard. The question to the panel is, why is cybersecurity training is so vital today?
Okay, so let me take this question. Thanks, Vijay, for the introduction to the education team along with me. I hope I'm audible. So to answer, your question, see what is happening is a lot of digitalization is happening across the industry sectors and the industries. So what is happening is most of the data is becoming in the digital format. So what is happening is this includes the sensitive data like personal information, financial records, intellectual property, and due to digitalization, a lot of issues are arising due to unauthorized accesses, also safeguarding individuals and organizations from the potential losses or reputational damages. From the OT perspective, it is more important for the industries that the critical operation doesn't stop due to any cybersecurity issues, and that is why this cybersecurity has become a very important factor in organization safety and the security point of view.
One question comes to my mind, Ravindra. Probably you're best equipped to answer this, based on seeing your vast experience in automation systems and working in, say, OEM companies like Tetra Pak. Can you tell us the difference between IT side security and OT security?
Thanks, Gurmita. Yeah. Let me, I've just put across few slides. Maybe that will be also helpful for the people on the call today, maybe to understand more. Let me know once my slide is visible. Is it?
Yes.
Yeah. So when we talk about IT and OT security, the major difference, we can start with the CI model. So when we talk about CI, confidentiality, integrity, availability, that's the major factors of difference. So when we talk about the IT side, we all know CI, that's the kind of a top priority, confidentiality, then comes integrity and then availability. But if you talk about industrial automation and control systems, that's the vice versa. We all know manufacturing systems or the entire industrial control systems, availability is the kind of a top priority for them. And along with availability, we also have safety, which is kind of an going parallel along with availability. And then comes integrity and confidentiality. So this is how the major differences are. And then if you drill down into the granularities, when we talk about just to give a common example, if you talk about an IT system, if something goes down, a common solution given into an IT solution is to reboot the system. Just make a restart of your system and everything starts working back as normal. But if you talk about industrial automation and control systems, rebooting may not be acceptable because that may have an production downtime, that may have some safety concerns also. So that is how I differentiate the major difference between IT and OT security, sir. Back to you, sir.
Okay, so there's one question I would like to ask the panel, and that is, what is the ISA IEC 62443 standard?
Yeah.
Yes, so go ahead,
I
sir.
will. Yeah, thanks. I will take this question. That ISA IEC 62443 standard. This is a popular standard for the cybersecurity. This standard provides guidelines for securing IACS, that is Industrial Automation Control Systems. This standard was initially developed by ISA 99 committee, and it was then adopted by IEC, that is International Electro-Technical Commission. This is for security of industrial automation control system. This standard has again 4 subparts. So it is IEC 62443, part 1, part 2, part 3, and part 4. And then again, each part has got more details. So first part is the general, where they give terminology, glossary, conformance, life cycle, all that. Second part is about the policies and procedures. This is basically for the existing control systems. Third part is for the system and components, where it is design, security levels, and engineering project contractor, as well as system integrator. So that is covered in the third part. And fourth is for the components, that is PLC and the components, system, and maintenance life cycle improvement. So that is how these 4 parts are covered into 62443 standard. The standard is designed to provide a flexible framework to address and mitigate current and future security vulnerabilities in industrial automation and control system. And the standard committee that was drawn from the experts globally, who have got vast experience and who can do justice to the critical infrastructure and various industry sectors. So that is how ISA IEC 62443 standard has become a very popular standard for cybersecurity. Yeah.
Thank you, Georgie, for the detailed explanation. So now, can we go to the next question?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was on mute. So I just want to add one point to that is that this standard 62443 is the world's largest consensus based standard. That is what also makes it so popular. Please.
Okay, thank you. What are the contribution of ISA towards cybersecurity, be it on standards or training or certification?
Okay. So as Gurmeet just said, it's a consensus-based standard which has been developed by ISA. So there has been, many Fortune 50 companies which are involved along with the ISA technical committees into authoring this particular standard. So what has happened is, when the cyber security started gaining traction in the IT, a lot of standards have been developed in the IT world. But there was no specific guidelines which were given for the OT world, and that is where the ISA came into the picture along with the industry leaders in the world, and then they authored this particular standard, which gives a specific guideline on how to protect your OT systems or industrial systems, I would rather say. And that is where ISA has come up with the standards, a series of standards under 62443. So if you look at the 62443 structure, you will find that there are 14 standards, and it caters to the various aspects of the cyber security, including the physical security, as well as it applies to various players in the OT world, be it end user, be it system integrator, or OEM who provides the solutions and the products, and also to the maintenance contractors. So that is how this standard has been constructed, and there has been a requirements in terms of what should be the countermeasures to the specific technology which is being used in the OT. So it gives a very specific information and very comprehensive standard which has been authored by ISA, and then as Vijay sir said, it is published by the IEC. and this has become a gold standard as far as the OT security is concerned. Now, the next step was, once this is authored, the people need to be, made aware of it. They need to be trained and all this stuff. So ISA has taken a step further in developing training module or training program, so that the people get trained on this particular standard. And those training programs are divided into the four modules, that is IC32, IC33. IC32 is fundamental special, IC33 is risk management, IC34 is design engineering, and IC37 is maintenance specialist. So under these four modules, the trainings are being provided. These trainings are provided with in various way. The virtual instructor-led trainings, or on the website, you will have a self-paced training, and there are classroom trainings as well. So ISA Pune is one of the prominent section of the ISA which conducts these trainings as well, and most probably it is one of the few sections who does these trainings at the large scale. ISA Pune has been doing this since last 4 or 5 years. The latest program is being scheduled from in the first week of January, that is from 6th to 10th of January. And subsequently, then there will be a schedule for the 34 and 37 as well.
No, one question that comes to my mind, Ravindra, is well, many other training institutes are also offering cybersecurity training. What sets apart ISA in its training methodology, or what sets ISA apart from the other trainings? Can you shed some light on that?
So, Gurmeet and before you take this question, I would like to add to what I said just now. Once these trainings are done, there are four modules. There are the examination which has been taken. The examination can be taken in the proctor model, or you can go to the respective examination center in your cities, and then you can give that examination. Then once you pass, you will get a certificate for that respective module, and once you clear all the four modules, then you get a final expert certification, which is the final certification, and these certifications are valid for 3 years. And those can be publicly exposed on your ISA profile, so that and that can be digitally verified by anyone, by the code, QR code, and all these things are given along with the certificate. So please carry on for the next question.
Thank you. Yeah, so my question specifically was what sets us apart, or what sets ISA apart from other institutes who are doing this training? And this question is to you, Ravindra.
Yeah, so as you rightly pointed out, or maybe Vijay sir also told us in the earlier slides, that ISA is an now horizontally accepted standard across the industrial control systems. So when we talk about horizontally accepted standard, if you talk about any major regulations that have been coming up across, they also take reference from ISA 62443 to take as a reference into those regulations also. So that is one of the major reasons that I see when we talk about across industrial control systems, ISS is been rapidly adopted across. And when we say that it is being made by the people from the industrial automation system, so it is not something that it has been copied from NIST, or we can say the available standards like ISO or something. But yeah, it is been specifically tailored for industrial control systems. So that makes the major difference, that it has been applicable within the industrial control systems, and it has been widely adopted across the industrial control systems.
Okay, thank you.
So,
David sir, you are
so
on mute.
yeah. Ravindra, so would you say that the training also becomes unique and with a USP that it comes from an unbiased, impartial platform, which is also from an organization which is not for profit.
Yeah, so as we talked about, so industrial control systems, so people to work into this kind of an profiles, they need to understand that. So I've been coming from an IT profile, working for last decade into IT, and then last 5 years into OT. That was again a kind of a transition for me. So that is very much needed if you have people who need to now understand IT as well as OT, because as Sandeep sir also said, the digital threat landscape has changed. If you compare this to the last 5 years, these kind of an industries were not that much affected by ransomware and the other kind of threats. But now if you see cloud and the other things getting adopted across these industries, industry 4.0 is already there, and now we are also hearing terms like industry 5.0 would be there. So that is how the industry's entire digitalization threat landscape has been changing. And as I said, then you need to have those skilled people who needs to understand both IT as well as OT. Not only OT people having that knowledge, they also need to have this kind of an IT flavor, that if my things get connected to the cloud, what are the kind of pros and cons to that? So that is how it makes a major difference for people to do those kind of certifications, specifically that are being made by the industrial control systems people.
That's great. Right. Now, there's this. I think this has been answered earlier, but I would like to really understand in detail that as to what are the three types of cybersecurity training modes available from ISA in very short. And I think Vijay sir, you can join answer this.
Yeah, I think I will take this question. There is a classroom training. That is one mode of training. Second is virtual classroom training. Third is the training which is guided by instructor, and it is online training. And fourth is self-paced modular training. Now, idea of classroom training means physically people will have to travel and come to the place for the classroom. So many times we have seen that we have participants, somebody from Hyderabad, somebody from Delhi, few people are from Bangalore, Pune. So in that sense, virtual classroom training, that is what we conduct, and it's very successful. Again, here we have live instructor, real time question answers are possible. Course material is provided in all the trainings, but then it is interactive, and real-time discussions are possible in the virtual classroom training. Other training, it is either we say that it is instructor guided, where instructor is not present to have the question answer session. It is pre-recorded modules are available, and instructor can be contacted through email or a schedule. Then instructor can answer. So we are not going for this kind of training. Fourth is the self-paced modular training. So here it is there is no time limit. It is like learn at your own pace and a time convenient to you. And this has got pre-recorded modules, no time limit for the completion. So these are the four kind of modes possible for the training. And we go for we go for the virtual classroom training, which is a popular one. So far, since 2020, we have conducted every year roughly 3 courses. And as Sandeep sir said, again, next IC 32-33 course, that is starting from 6th January to 10th January. Thanks.
Right. So I'd like to elaborate that. Yeah, Vijay, you're saying something.
Yeah. Are there any scheduled courses in the short term we can uh,
I'm sorry, come again. Your voice is not clear. You're on mute.
am I not audible?
Now, yeah, it's intermittent. Can you again repeat the question? Well, I assume your question is because it's intermittently you're audible. I assume your
Are
question
there
is to elaborate on when, what are the next training schedules coming up. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So let me answer that as the president of the ISA Pune section. First of all, let me just elaborate that our batches are quite small, so as to give personal attention to all the participants. We have a minimum batch size of only 12 people. Typically, it can become 15 or 18, but we have a very small batch size so that the live online instructor can really pay attention to all the students and answer their queries and lead them on. So you have a minimum batch size of 12 to 18 typically, and is led by an instructor who's a certified cybersecurity expert on the ISA international panel. So you're in the hands of experts. Now, as far as the batches are coming up, we typically conduct these trainings in two parts. One is an IC32 plus IC33, which is one part, which consists of a 5 day full day, 5 days, full day from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. training. And the next batch, which is scheduled, is coming up on 6th January to 10th January. So we have basically IC32, which takes place over the 6th and 7th January. And then it continues over to IC33, which takes place on the 8th, 9th, and 10th January 2025. That means about a month and a half ahead. Why this is being scheduled in January is to basically give a chance now or an opportunity to people who would like to join up. We are almost full for the course, but there are a few seats still available. And if you'd like to join up, we will tell you how to join in this one. Now, coming to the other part of the course, the part two, that is the IC34 and the IC37. We have asked for the dates. Our batch that is also particularly almost full. We are expecting the dates from ISA internationally, and we will be announcing the dates very quickly. So these are the present schedules, and as already elaborated by my team, the M courses are always available to you because that's a self-paced course that's always available. But as far as the VILT course is concerned, we're having one batch coming up in January 6th to 10th for IC32 and 33, and the batch for 34 and 37 is yet to be announced. Also, let me tell you and again reiterate, it might be already said, but to go in for IC33, 34 and 37 or even 33, the IC32 has to be taken up and the exam has to be cleared. Only then you are eligible for the other three courses, which can be taken up in any order. I hope I'm clear.
That was very important point. Completing IC32 is the first level, and other three can be taken at any other future schedule. Thank you.
Right.
So now, continuing to this question, why should one go with ISA? As there are many cybersecurity trainings are available, and directly also they can approach through ISA portal. So what are the advantage they go through ISA Pune section?
So let me, I invite Sandeep and Vijay Jaju sir to answer this because you are the education chair. So you would know what is ISA Pune section's strength in imparting this training or conducting this training.
Okay, so ISA Pune has been conducting this training since last few years, maybe 4 or 5 years, and they have various experts within their ranks. That is one thing. Second thing is ISA Pune has a you can say engagement with the other ISA global sections wherein there is a arrangement of the fees which has been done with them, and with that arrangement of the fees the people who are taking these courses through ISA Pune section, they get a huge discounts with respect to the prices which has been published on the ISA Pune website, as well as ISA global website, as well as the other places where these courses are being um, conducted. So this discount is something is very big, very substantial, considering the cost of the trainings and the certification. Second thing is you'll get a technical the people who are taking these trainings, they get guidance from the expert community within the ISA Pune section. That is another thing. Even if you go with the Black Friday sale or the other methods of getting this train, the ISA Pune section fees are very much less. And along with these certification, ISA Pune section is giving a 1 year ISA membership free of cost within the fees which has been charged as part of this training program. So these are the advantages for various professional community who are interested to take this certification and the training from the ISA Pune section.
That's
Excellent,
great.
sir.
I have another
So,
So
question
to
no,
to
summarize
ask.
this,
one second. I'd just like to add one thing to that. If I have had instances of potential participants in touch with me, and they recently came in that said that we have gone to the for the Black Friday sale, which is there on ISA website, and they have got a course at a 30% discount. Now, let me tell you very strongly on this that our prices, irrespective of a Black Friday sale, are still better than those which are published on the website, even with Black Friday, because we are having a very different arrangement with ISA internationally, and we have got special rates which are applicable to this section. So I would very strongly advise. Number two, what you see also is that when you go and buy a course on the website, it is an M course. It is not a VLT course. It is not an instructor-led course. So that is a very vital factor. So would request people, potential, who are wanting to take up this course, please check with us first the prices and then go in with it. Number two, what happens, when you're buying the TCS instructions which are in place now with the government of India. If you exceed 7 lakhs a year spend on foreign currency, you got to pay 20% tax. ISA Pune is collecting the money in rupees. We are repeating it abroad. We are doing all the taxation, etc. So it is very easy. That payment hassle is also not there, because it's very difficult to go out and pay out $2,000 or $1,600 or even discounted $1,300 by a credit card and so on. It's very difficult. But we are offering you an INR payment which is substantially lower than the payments on the website, even if in a Black Friday sale. So I would very strongly recommend to people to come in and check with ISA Pune the rates and then decide. Thank you.
yeah, thank you. This
Yeah, so
rates are, yeah.
I'll be with
Um,
the you were saying something.
Yeah, the rates are attractive uh, because of the number of batches we have trained for the last 4 to 5 years, and very consistently, we are able to do 3 to 4 batches in a year, and some batches we have filled even 22 candidates also. So that though there are limitations, so we also tried and pushed and to accommodate more students. We have done such arrangements. So It's good to have a consulting with us, so we will be able to guide you better which course, when, what are the nearby batches coming, how to appear in the exam, the entire ecosystem in place to support you in taking up this course. So thank you for very detailed explanation, Mr. Vijayji. Alifia, you have a question, you please.
Yeah, I wanted to ask the panel members a question. So, what are the networking and placement opportunities available through ISA Pune?
So I think first of all, Ravindra, maybe you're from the industry, and you can probably dwell a bit on the huge, the challenges in finding professionals for cybersecurity assignments as of today in India in the marketplace. So can you talk on
Yeah,
that?
yes, sir. So as you rightly highlighted, skill shortage is kind of a common concern across industries. And when we say skill shortage, again, people knowing IT as well as OT, because when we go to the market again to find people who knows both the sectors, it's very few, hardly countable on your fingers. So that's the kind of a common challenge or major challenge that industry is facing right now. And due to this upcoming regulations, it is clearly a push across the industries also to have those qualified people working within your teams to understand that. And again, pushing back to what ISO offers. So even if you be having OT people, they might not be understanding the IT fundamentals. Or if you go to the market to find out IT people, they would not be knowing the OT side of the business. So that is very key, we can say, important feature that we need as an industry when we look out for candidates, because these kind of certifications, when people go for ISA 624 for the kind of certifications, they have a knowledge of both the IT as well as OT. So that's the kind of a hybrid knowledge being required across the industries, knowing both the kind of an IT as well as OT side of the thing.
So, Sandeep, as you're the CEO of a company, Valency Networks Private Limited, and you're running a company which is into cybersecurity. Can you tell us a bit about the job opportunities or the training opportunities or audit opportunities available in this
Yes,
section?
pretty much. Pretty much. Ravindra correctly said that the combination of the IT and the OT is very limited in the world. So what is happening is the OT IT OT convergence has brought the underlying technology at the same level, and that is where the most of the vulnerabilities or weaknesses in the IT and OT are same. So knowing the IT has become essential even for the OT, not the other way around. But in OT, you cannot give a approach or you cannot have a security approach similar to the IT. You have to have a different approach to the security as far as OT is concerned. So this training actually, brings that IT flavor into the OT security, and the people who doesn't have much clarity on the IT, they get the clarity of what kind of IT work is required from the security standpoint in the OT as well. So that is something this standard does. It bridges the gap up to certain level, and then the approaching the security at the OT for the OT systems, that has also brought into this particular training. So this brings the unique skill for a person, and which opens up a lot of opportunities now. Most of the tenders, or you can say most of the requirements from the customers are coming that people should have a security background, especially if they are certified into ISA 62443 or something like that. They should know the security as a whole, and then OT systems knowledge. So the people who are taking this particular training, they have upper hand in that particular perspective, and they can get into various fields. The one is vulnerability assessments, penetration testing is one of the area wherein these people can get their hands on. Second is the audit part. The ISA 62443 talks about not just the technical aspect of it, but the governance model as well. And that governance model has the administrative controls, policies, procedures, processes. So how to establish that governance structure in the organization at various kind of industries, not just the end user, but also in the system integrator or for the OEM. And the third aspect is at the OEM also, this security is very important, wherein the people can get into, because most of the products are now the people or customers are asking to get certified by the ISA for a particular security level. Then only those products are allowed to actually integrate into the system in that particular environment. So that is also another area wherein the certified people can approach and get the job opportunities.
So that means this getting certified and having trained professionals on the team has become an imperative for even equipment manufacturers like OEMs who are employing automation systems or embedded systems in their offerings or the machinery. It becomes compulsory for them to, right? And then
Yes,
it also
that is right.
becomes compulsory for the vendors who are supplying them the equipment to ensure that their system integrated the product is also compliant, isn't it?
Correct. So if you look at the system which is going to be installed in little bit of a hazardous area, then you need to have a system which is built for a security level of 2. Now, to have a system at the security level 2 or target security level 2, you need to have the components which are complying to that cyber security level 2. So they should have those capabilities in those components. So and these components are like your RTUs, your PLCs, your switches, your firewalls, your routers, your gateways. So these are all these systems. And not only that, your network architecture, the control network architecture also has to be as per the guidelines which suits for that particular security level. That entire network segment has to be at that particular security level. So these are the requirements which are coming up, and that is where these components or these system components which are being used, those are also needs to be assessed for a particular security level. And that is where they also need people who can build embedded devices like this, by taking security as an important aspect, which is mentioned in the standard, like secure by design and defense in depth. So these are the two fundamentals of this 62443 cyber security aspects. So these are getting started right from the component level to the system level at the integration level.
Great. Yeah, Ravindra, you raised a hand, so would you like to add to that? Ravindra,
Ravindra, you are on mute.
you're on mute. Ravindra, you want to add something? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Let me give a common example. Maybe that will help people on the floor to understand it better. From the skill shortage perspective, I'm just trying to give an example. Let's say that we have hired a person from an IT industry, and we have taken into OT. And one of the common concerns that I have seen, that if he sees a malware or something into his environment, that kind of is a very much bigger concern for him. And he may try to go to the shop floor, and he may ask the people maybe to disconnect that system. That may cause a production impact. So that is how it has been different. So it's not the same approach can be taken directly from an IT or OT into this side. It needs to be a customized approach. Or maybe just to go from the OT side, maybe an OT person, if he's trying to send data to his cloud environment, he may not know the pros and cons on that side. He may directly connect that particular infra that has been isolated from the rest of the environment directly to a cloud, and that may expose that particular device to a much broader threat landscape. So that is the major need of the today we can say that when we say IT OT people, that is how it needs to be customized. The people needs to have both the industry's knowledge, and then that can be taken forward.
You're right. I think one very important aspect here is, besides the formal requirement of cybersecurity experts in the industry, we were also talking about the networking and placement opportunities available through ISA Pune. Now, ISA Pune is not a platform for ensuring or generating employment, but at the same time, ISA Pune has professional members who belong to the who's who of industry. As far as automation is concerned, academia is concerned, system integrators are concerned, manufacturers are concerned, OEMs and so on. These are our members, and we are today about 300 members in the particular group. We have an informal group. So I'm very sure that people who take the course through ISA Pune, they automatically become an ISA member. They get added to the group, and it opens a big window of opportunities to them. uh, I am in business, but I'm not. I am proud to say that whenever I need a question answered, I put it up in the ISA group and it's answered immediately. I want some equipment, it is given. I mean the equipment. Somebody pops up and says, "Yes, I have this," and vice versa. So I think it's also important that, being a part of ISA Pune and taking the course through ISA Pune will be very beneficial for employment opportunities also. I'd also like to address the students who are present here today, uh, although you're not in very big numbers, and also the faculty advisors who are mentors to them, to look at cybersecurity as a very strong employment opportunity and study more about it, get back to us as to when they graduate out, what this could open up to them. So this is what I have to say on this. So, Vijay, can we now open the session for question and answers from the audience? Unless somebody wants to add to this, or we'll answer the
But
questions.
there are questions which are posted in the chat window. We will first take that. Yeah, that
Yeah,
will be better because most of the
you
people
can
have
take
asked
them.
the questions.
Yes.
Yeah, I will read out the questions. There is a question by Mr. Jigar. Starting level certifications are paths to get upskilled in ICS OT cybersecurity. Anyone from the panel can answer?
Maybe I can take it. So you can start with the IC 32, the foundational one that can be in starting point. If you want to get into and understand more about the IC 62443 standards. So ISO 32 can be the basic thing to start with, and then you can do it the others as per your business priorities and requirements. The 33, 34, or 37 can be taken as per that.
Question by Mr. Dil.
Vijay, we are not able to hear you if you are speaking.
You're on mute, Vijay.
Yeah.
No, it's not in mute. Is it audible?
So it is toggling between mute and unmute. Vijay, you are unmute. You are mute at this moment. So anyway, to continue with the next question, I think by Dinesh, do you have to retake the ISA exam once 3 years is completed? Okay, so let me take this, Dinesh. You don't have to retake the exam again after the 3 years. However, you need to renew it with the ISA, and there are some basic evidences you need to provide in terms of what kind of a work you have done in these 3 years as far as the 62443 or the OT security is concerned. There will be a nominal fee, probably they may ask, and then once you provide these evidences, your certificate will get renewed. I hope I have answered. Ravindra, if you want to add something, you can add.
No, sir, rightly said. So it's not only ISA that does the same. That is common for the other major ones also, like IC Square, or maybe if you go for ISAC also. That's the common schedule that they follow. After 3 years, you need to do those kind of trainings, add-on trainings, and you need to submit those kind of STPs in the backend along with the membership renewal.
Dinesh,
Yeah, hi, Ravindra was in this side.
Hey, hi, Vachin.
Yeah, hi. So, Ravindra, as you mentioned that being an OT professional, we should also understand the IT side as well. Okay. So, how much time it will take to understand the IT side? Because I am not an IT guy. Okay, I am knows about the OT things. So, what do you think about that one?
Uh, it's not a same time frame, right? We cannot predict the time frame that you may require, but
depends
yeah,
on individuals. Yeah.
yes, yes.
Okay.
But yeah,
Th-
it's a journey, I would say. Once you start learning those things, so when we say an OT person, when we say digitalization is now happening within the industries also, you would have seen those kind of concepts like VMware cloud concepts that have been getting involved. So you need to make an interest into those things and understand more technicalities, how those things have been getting connected to the cloud, and then see the pros and cons to your businesses on that front. So that's how I would suggest that, yeah, maybe start with the fundamentals, understand both sides, and then in the fundamental itself, it talks about routers, switches, firewalls, the basic network security components, and then take forward from there.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. And one more thing, I just want to understand. So, how should I approach ISA Pune team?
So in the chat box, the numbers are given. You can approach to any one of them from the education team.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Sandeep. Thanks.
Hey, Sandeep, Dinesh here. Sandeep and Ravindra, thanks for sharing that information, you shared earlier. My question to you is, I have experience both in OT and IT, and I think more than 15 years in OT and IT. The tricky part for me, or the dilemma for me is, should I go for the ISC certification, could you please answer that? Because I am working closely with my German counterpart, and I work as a product security architect, where we cater the OT side of it, based on the Cyber Resilience Act that you have in Europe, and also the EU machinery regulation we are working, which I'm currently working right now, and I also those threat modelings and everything, in terms of both cyber and OT side of it. So,
Hmm.
what would be your suggestion, Ravindra and Sandeep? Should I go for this certification or no?
So there are two things which I would like to tell you about. One is, once you do 62443, you will find the nitty-gritties of the OT security over there, which are the areas which are getting covered. Okay, probably you might be referring to some other standard or based on your understanding or your study at this moment. But what exactly this standard is talking about? So it is kind of verification of what you are doing that you will come to know. That is first thing. Second thing is, now at most of the places, the companies are asking that the governance structure or the cyber security management structure has to be built as per the with reference to some standard, and in case of the OT, they are talking about the 62443. Now, if you don't know the provisions of the 62443, then how would you going to apply it into the industry when the industry is specifically asking that you need to comply to NIST or a 62443? That is where this training will help you to come up with the plan, come up with the activities to complete in the particular system or complete in the particular organization. And third is, now the industry is asking that the people who are assessing or working on the cyber security aspect of the OT systems, they should be certified by some standard. And for the OT, 62443 is the only standard at this moment.
Okay, Okay, maybe just to add to what Sandeep sir said, Dinesh, maybe specific to your industry, and as I understand, you're already working on both the regulations in Europe. So yeah, I would also urge that you go for a certification because the certification would add and value to your credibility, and that would also help to align as both these regulations are cleanly aligned towards 62443 standards. So both the upcoming Cyber Resilience Act as well as the machine regulations. It clearly talks about more onto the 62443 standards that we already have in place. So that certification would definitely help you an added advantage within your ongoing, we can say, professional life.
Hey, thanks Sandeep and Ravindra for clearing that out. Appreciate it.
Hi Ravindra, Pawan here. I'm
Hey,
audible?
hi. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, you
yes.
are
Yeah,
audible.
Ravindra. So I'm working in a OEM. So if I want to do certification after YC32, what would be the certification next I should be taking? Because I don't want to do all the four certifications. For me, I'm a cyber security architect. So what would be the suggestion like IC34 or 37, which would be suitable for me?
So it will be IC 34. IC 34 is more suitable to you. Apart from that, you need to look at the 62443 4-1 and the 4-2 for the product level security. And ISA has recently, done a webinar wherein they are coming up with a training for 4-1 and 4-2 as well. It's very specific to 4-1 and 4-2. So
So a
you,
new
so from,
certification is going to come for 4-1
yes,
and 4-2
correct,
specifically.
correct.
Because I have completed Exida CSP training
Mhm.
recently, so from 62440 we can expect similar kind of certification.
So yes, similar certification. However, in 62443, 30, 32, and 34, the 62443 standard has already touched on 4-1 and 4-2, but at the not at the depth. The 4-1 and 4-2 specific training will come up very very specific to that particular product security level.
So for that also 32 is required, right? IC 32
Uh,
or
No, for that there is no such prerequisite has been told as of now, but that is at the very early stage. That training has not yet started, so they are planning and they are dwelling on doing that. So once that is done, then we'll let you know about the schedule and what can be done and stuff. At this moment,
yeah,
it is not available as such.
yeah. Thank you, Sandeep. I got it. Thank you, Ravindra.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe just to add to that, Pawan, my counter question would be, what are your business priorities? Because that would define which certification that you need to go for next. If your businesses needs to do risk assessments or your day-to-day job requires you to do that, I would suggest go for 33. And as maybe Sandeep sir said, if you have more work doing product security alignments than 4-1 and 4-2, then maybe the other certifications. Apart from what Sandeep sir said, ISA also has 47V certification that has been come up that specifically talks about product security assessments and risk assessment. So you can have a look at 47V also.
Okay, thank you, Ravindra. So I mean, coming to your question, yeah, I'm not doing risk assessment. I'm working only at the product level.
Yeah. So they have 47. I've already done that last year. So ISA already offers 47 also. You can just check their website. It's currently online mode. We can say online trainer mode that has been available, and there are specific schedules across the year when those kind of certifications have been done.
So for that IC32 is required.
Yeah, it's not a prerequisite for that. As per
IC47.
my knowledge, but yeah, you can cross check more on the portal because I have already completed the 32, 33, 34, and 37. So that was nothing kind of an precursor for me. But yeah, after that I have completed the 47.
Yeah, I know you are expert here. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Ravindra. Yeah.
Maybe the question from the chat, I'm just thinking, Sandeep sir, if you want to take, Vaibhav Patil is asking, Is ISA only for industrial control? How you see the future of 62443 for building automation and smart building?
Okay, so the 62443, it doesn't talk about it. It is more specific to the OT security, as you correctly see, the industrial environment. But many of these aspects you can take in your building automation or smart building control systems as well. So many things will be applicable because ultimately the products which are going to be used are the embedded products. So the same kind of a security may be required over there from the product perspective, the system integration perspective, or system architecture level perspective. Many of these aspects will be available. However, uh, the overall governance structure, which is something 62443 talks about a lot, that may not be applicable. But from the apart from that, other systems, you can consider this as an reference for building a security in your building automation systems.
Thanks, Anissa. Maybe the next question from Dinesh, maybe I can take that. Is there any time limit to complete online training for self-paced module? Yeah, so it's kind of a 1 year kind of a time period that you get to complete that self-paced module. So hope that answers your question, Dinesh.
Yep, thank you.
Maybe the next question, sir, from
Online
Chiranjin.
exam.
Yeah, is online
Yeah.
option available?
So exams are online only. Whether you take a proctored exam in your home, or you go to the examination center which are specified by the ISA when you take an appointment for your exam. So all these exams are online only.
Okay, thank you, sir. Maybe on the next one, Chiranji Narvare, I'm not very clear on the question. Is there any practical tools like Cisco Eyes or Cybervision? If you want to unmute yourself and maybe give more details on what exactly you want to know.
Okay, so my question is, in the means, in ISA, is there any practical tools to do the practice for cyber security? So, like I'm working for Aditya Birla. So here we have Cisco identification engine for cyber security, and also we have cyber vision. So I want training as well as for work here. So
No, so
is there any
maybe
practical
just to
tools
add
like,
on,
yeah?
so maybe just to add on, it is not specifically talking about these tools. I say trainings will be more on the packet tracer and the other tools that are in common as part of the 32 and 33 that I have seen, but not specific to ICE or Cybervision. If you are looking for specific vendor related trainings, maybe you can reach out to those vendors and they can just help you to go for those kind of trainings. Hope that answers Chiranji. Maybe on the next question from Prajakta. Example will be a multiple choices. How many questions will be there in exam and passing criteria? And what if you fail and need to retake the exam? So if you or Vijay Jaju sir wants to take that.
Yeah, I can take this question. Typically there are 75 to 90 questions. Depends on which exam that is. But those are the 75 to 90 questions and 2 hours period. Within that, you have to answer those. And immediately result will be available to you since it is an online exam.
Yes, and those are multiple choice questions.
Yeah.
Like you said that there will be multiple choice of questions. Suppose there are 90 questions. So what will be the passing criteria? Like I have to answer the questions at least 70 questions. I need to answer it right, or
So there is no specific passing criteria for this, yeah, and the question paper is coming based on the difficulty level. So it's up to our luck what kind of a difficulty level we get. So if the difficulty level is more, then the passing percentage will be less, but that is not disclosed anywhere.
Okay, means suppose we are talking about like this 62443 exam, 32 and 33.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm
there is
talking.
no. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what if we have to retake the exam? We have to pay the charges extra or?
No, certification cost is included in the training cost.
Yeah,